live on LinkedIn, YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook. Now, impromptu, a live session that was not scheduled, wasn't on the books, everyone. Ross Nelson reached out, Mike Chavez, and they were like, hey, the Super Bowl is upcoming. It's this weekend. Of course, I'm like, who? Are the Chargers in it? They're like, no, absolutely. Do you watch football at all? I was like, somewhat I do, somewhat I don't. Just depends on who's playing. So today we're going to talk a little bit about the produce items that we ate over the holidays. We're going to talk about, some of the upcoming produce items that we have. I have my fruit bowl or fruit cup all ready to go for today. And we're just going to have all around fun talking about the Super Bowl edition here at the Produce Industry Podcast and Show. So let's go ahead and get started. Ross, Mike, welcome back, guys.
What's up, dads?
Living the dream.
2023. Who would have thought we're in February of 2023 and having our first dad session? It's taken a while to get it together. We've been busy.
I agree. I'm going to have a piece of citrus on that note. I
got a blueberry.
I think my mandarins are from a can, Mike.
Oh boy, what'd you do? You go and buy some Del Monte ones?
Who's got the Chick-fil-A contract? That's whose mandarins we're eating right now. I ordered Chick-fil-A.
Gotcha.
I always get heat for ordering Chick-fil-A. People are like, I can't believe you go to fast food. I can't do that. Dude, when they got a fruit cup like this instead of fries, come on. Look at that.
I'm not going to Chick-fil-A unless it's for a milkshake.
Strawberries. I'm not sure they have milkshakes.
Not gonna lie, man.
They have milkshakes.
I do love me some Chick-fil-A. I've never had the milkshake. What's up with the milkshake, Ross? Educate.
That's the only thing I've ever had from Chick-fil-A. So it was good. I had it back in November at a Chick-fil-A. It was the only thing I was going to eat.
I thought they were famous for like their lemonade. Isn't lemonade a big deal there?
Their lemonade.
I think
is
the waffle
good.
fries. The waffle fries too. I've heard.
I've heard. Right? No, I've been. Everything's good at Chick-fil-A. I always say it's a way better upgrade than the other fast food restaurants. Just like In-N-Out, Mike. It's like I don't understand. Especially like in Visalia, where you are, Mike. It's funny because there's not another fast food spot directly across the street from In-N-Out. There isn't. There's the car wash. There's Blaze Pizza. And then there's that like Mavis Tire Company right there in the pool supply store. I've lived in Visalia, everybody, just in case you don't know. But in other states, Mike, or other parts or cities, they have a Chick-fil-A right across from the In-N-Out. They don't have a Wendy's. They don't have a McDonald's. They have a Chick-fil-A across from the In-N-Out like you see on, was that Herndon in Fresno? They've got a Chick-fil-A and an In-N-Out right next to each other. Why? Best quality for every fast food restaurant. Hands down.
In-N-Out's moving this way. They're coming into Tennessee.
Oh, I don't know. Mike, you know what Jehoon's first response was to that comment? Jehoon said to me, what, do you think it'll affect the quality of their burgers? And I was
I'm sure knowing G too, that was like genuine concern of the In-N-Out quality getting diminished because the volume's going to go through the roof, right?
Oh, 100%. He's like, and in my head, I'm like, California is one of the hardest parts of the country to ship to sometimes. So I'm always laughing because I'm like, some of the supply chain, depending on where they get their beef, their potatoes in the supply chain, it might be closer in the Midwest than we think, right, Ross?
Could be.
Oh.
A lot of things are done. I learned today that actually Dippin' Dots factory is in Paducah, Kentucky.
Whoa.
Did you know that?
I did not.
Tell you what I didn't think. I didn't think I'd find a nasty strawberry in my Chick-fil-A. Oh, I dropped it too. I just smelled that and went, whoa.
Now you got a red spot on your Bay Hill shirt.
Well, I don't. Yes, I do.
Made you look, though. Well, hey,
I do.
In the thought of dads, since someone's got to start a dad joke, I got a couple lined up. So what do you call an underwater dog?
Ooh, good one.
What do you call an water, dogs.
A subwoofer.
Oh my god. Okay. All right. That was good. That was
That was a good one.
All right.
You've been on a roll, Ross. I know we've chatted a little bit, man. I'm happy to pass you the baton of the dad joke, man, because I'm always caught off guard, and you just have hit after hit after hit.
I got a couple. I got a couple lined up here. I've been doing my research.
Let's hear it.
Let's do it.
So my wife texts me and asked me, "What does IDK stand for?" And I replied, "I don't know." She said, "Damn, nobody knows."
That's so stupid. So
All right.
why? It's funny. Is why is that so funny, right, Mike? It's like I don't understand why it's so funny, but it is. It
I like that
definitely
you
is.
laugh out loud though, Pat, at them, because like I think a lot of the dad jokes I kind of just I don't burst into laughter, but I just chuckle to myself a little bit, more of a quiet laugh. You go all out, man. You make me feel really good when I tell a terrible dad joke.
Dude, I think the most terrible jokes are the best. Like, because this is the thing about dad jokes. Ready? They're sweet and to the point. It's not like, hey, so they don't go on like a tangent, bro. It's boom. You know what I mean? Why did the pirate have such a tough time with the alphabet? Well, because
He doesn't know his Z's.
he was always stuck at sea. Like, and then in your head, you're like, yeah, this is the most stupidest thing that I just said. Like, but it's funny though, man. I mean, I hate to say it.
What color is the wind?
What?
Blue, but BLEW.
I like that one.
Okay, that one was good.
All right. A guy named his dogs Rolex and Timex. They are his watchdogs.
Of course. Which is also another good one, to be real. Well, let's talk, guys. Let's enough with the dad jokes for a second. Let's talk about produce, guys. You know, Christmas was 2 months ago. We're gonna talk about the Super Bowl because this is a Super Bowl edition. We're gonna talk about what we're making for the Super Bowl. But you know, how was the holidays? You know, did we try any new produce items? Did the kids try any new produce items? Heck, I was in Indianapolis with Ross, and we did all types of products and chocolate fondue. So, you know, I'll open the floor to you guys, and you know, who, what, when during all the way from Christmas to today.
Well, speaking of the chocolate fondue, that's you know, something we always do for Super Bowl Sunday is appetizers and chocolate fondue. So I already had the request, and that's what we're gonna be doing this Sunday. So gonna make the chocolate a little bit different. Gonna do a milk and a dark this time,
I agree.
and have some fruits, have some candies, and have fun.
I agree with you. Definitely milk chocolate would be a token, and maybe even put some drizzled caramel in there too when you're dipping. I'm just saying. There's some options here. But what about you, Mike? What do you got? What have you done from Christmas today, and then what are your plans for Super Bowl?
You know, Christmas, I think realistically, we've been juicing. We've been using our juicer. I know you were out here, Pat, a few weeks ago, and we did some phenomenal juice, you know, just with navels and miniolas, a little bit of everything. So I think that was, something that we tried out. And you and I together tried a pomelo. And I believe me, we've packed pomelos for a handful of years now. We've marketed them. We've got some great partnerships there. I was blown away, man. That pomelo was fantastic. So that's been like the highlight item right under our own roof. It's been here at Golden Star for a few years now, and we're really opening our eyes now to pomelos. So it's kind of interesting that, we I guess gave it a shot or tried it again, and it was fantastic. And I've got a pomelo actually sitting on the island in my house, and I don't know if either of you have done this, but those things like produce these aromatics, like just the scent. It's amazing, man. It smells really good. I'm definitely going to add the chocolate dipping station to our Super Bowl repertoire this year. And we're big on like charcuterie boards in our house. So I think we're going to do like a big appetizer board. There's some cheeses, some crackers, some buffalo wings, just a bit of a smorgasbord for the big game.
I like it, man. That's pretty cool. As you guys know, I'm always saying I'm not really a super football fan. I used to be, man. I don't know what happened. I think it's just as my kids get older, the family that changes a little bit. I just don't care anymore. Like, I mean, even soccer. I mean, I'm a huge soccer fan. I've even like stopped watching a lot of soccer. I mean, besides, the World Cup was here, and I watched almost all the games I could. Man, I can. Oh, you guys, let's laugh about it.
You got three kids, man. I mean, we're busy. We're busy dads.
Exactly. I was gonna say, dude, that's dad life, man. We don't have time for that stuff.
Mike's in the heart of like citrus season right now, so he's going 24/7. You know, you got jujitsu and everything else going on. I've got taekwondo and dance. I mean, it's like every night of the week, it's like, okay, where are you going? Where are you going? Yeah. Who's doing dinner? Who's doing this? I mean, I barely get time to sit down and watch any TV with my wife these days. It's like last night we were like, man, what shows have we need to catch up on? And it's like we had at least a dozen shows that we haven't watched. It's like, when are you going to find time?
That's what I said. I mean, everybody's like, oh, Yellowstone and the Tulsa Kings. And I'm just like, what are you guys talking about? And they're like, all these new shows. And I'm like, even when I travel and I'm on the airplane and it's like, I watch movies because I can't get into a show because I'm like, I can't commit right now. I can't commit to it. That's my problem. And even the kids, man, I mean, let's talk about the kids for just a second. My kids are getting burnt out too. Obviously, you know, Lily's taking a break from martial arts right now. Ty just signed up for basketball, but was taking a break from martial arts. You know, Lily's taking a little bit of a break from yoga and dance. It's just, they get home from school and it's like my daughter said, she goes, I just want to chill. She's like, I just want to get home and not do anything until I have to eat dinner, you know? And that wasn't our life. We'd get off the bus for school and we would like drop our bag at a tree and run to our friend's house and then come pick up our backpack later on our way home. Right. So it's a little bit different.
Well, and I think it's also the time of year, you know, up in Indy, it's a little bit cooler, you know, it's dark way earlier than summer when it's dark. You know, we have light till 9 o'clock at night. So, you know, when it gets dark at 5, 6 o'clock and it's kind of like, what do you want to do? I think it plays with your mental state. I've felt more tired in the last month. I think because of that. It's like the winter syndrome.
I can see that, man. We're talking about that. Like in our house, we think it's still a holiday hangover, man. I swear it's been a while since Christmas and New Year's, and maybe we're just a little slow. Plus, we're busy, like you said, Ross. We're in the middle of citrus season, which is always fun, but you know, high touch, high involvement on my side. And then we got basketball going. And I mean, dude, I don't know, man. We feel like we literally have not caught up since Christmas. So I don't know, man. A lot of Netflix binge watching is due for sure.
I feel it's easier when it's not a show that my wife wants to watch to be able to just watch it when it works for me. It's like we try to coordinate because it's something we both want to watch. It's like 2 or 3 weeks before we finally can sit down and enjoy it together. Like we're finally going on. We're doing a date night this Saturday. We got a babysitter, so we're going out Saturday. I can't. It's probably been 2 or 3 months.
I don't even know what that means. Yeah, I was gonna say for me. I mean, the last date night we had was it was probably 3 or 4 months because you know it was funny because I was talking to a friend of mine and she goes, "Are you going on vacation? You know, anytime?" I said, "Yeah, I took vacation in December. You know, went to Chicago, saw some of my family. I go and then went to Indianapolis." And they said, "Oh, you're going without the kids?" I said, "No, I'm taking the kids." They go, "That's not a vacation." And I was like, well, I mean, we're going on vacation as a family." And they're like, no, that's not a vacation. A vacation is you, your wife, no kids. And I was like,
rarely gets to happen at this state. We have an easier opportunity during the summer when at least our kids can go up to the family farm and hang out with my dad. You know, and we can usually get some projects or get away for a few days.
That's
cool.
Good.
Though the wives seem to think as we travel, it's like, well, you know, you got to go somewhere for work, and you know, but it's not work. I mean, it's work.
We know that too well. You're working.
It's work in a different respect because it's from sun up to dinners and after dinners. I mean, it's a whole day event. It's not like you just go in, do your job, leave for the day. I mean, you're working the whole time you're gone. So you may get a few minutes to sit down and watch TV or take a shower or whatever, but it's It's not a
Maybe.
leisure event.
And I'll be real.
Yeah.
And for the moms, sometimes it's worse for them. Like I say that to Renee
totally.
sometimes. It's like when you got, I swear, I said this the other day, and my mother-in-law was like, her response, she was pretty on point with it. I ain't gonna lie to you, she did a good job. But when Renee and Lily came home from New York, I said, "Oh, Renee, your kids play you." I said the whole time. Ty was making his lunch every day in the morning. He was getting up, getting in the shower. He was ready 20 minutes early. Like I gave him privileges to play video games in the morning before school. Like it was like, and Renee's like, "Oh no, I checked the cameras. I was watching." Like she's like, "I saw." And then Renee's mom goes, "Well, yeah, if you did it more often, we wouldn't have these issues." And I'm like,
open a can of worms, baby.
But I told her, I said, but like, Renee got home, right? Danny went into complete baby mode. I didn't hear her cry once. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. As soon as mom came home, it was like, hold me, this, that. And Renee's like, well, what did you do all weekend? I was like, I just told her no. She'd be like, hold me. I'd be like, no. Like, and I think it's a different response, right? From the kids to the mom versus that dad. And I know mothers can obviously, really feel this, but even as a dad, I always say, like, even though I feel like I do a lot, like I feel like the women still do 90% of everything, right? They still step in, they still do all these things. Like I said, if it wasn't for my wife and our cleaner, my house would probably look like a bachelor pad at all times. You'd find like a bag of chips over there, like a banana peel, like, because even my kids, they like get done with something, they just like throw it, bro. Like I'm like, oh my gosh, like. So it's a lot, man. And even being a dad in this produce industry, I can tell you, my kids are sick this week coming back. And it's like, I just, sometimes Mike called me at 8 p.m. last night. It has nothing to do with, I'm bothering you. It's always happening. We always have fruit on the road. We always have something going on. And a lot of the farming ag industry are family owned, entrepreneurial, third, fourth generation, second in Michael's case, like, no, I'm not going to answer my phone. Okay, well, be careful with that one. you know what I mean? And versus being a teacher like my wife, right? It's like once she's done for the day, she's like, I don't care if my principal texts me. I'm done. Like, I'm done. Mike texted me at 8 p.m. I'm like, what's going on, bro? What do we need? What are we doing? Like, it's just what it is.
Yeah, punching that timeline would be great, right? But just produce never stops, guys, as we know. And knowing you, Ross, you never stop either. I mean, you're on the customer side. I'm on the vendor side, and man, I'll tell you what, it's just constantly something. And our days get away from us. You're on all sides. Yeah, you're on both sides. So it's always crazy how it's not ideal. We don't want to be on our phones at 8 o'clock at night. I don't want to call you, Pat, at 8 o'clock at night. But it's like that's the 2 minutes that I have because I've done all my other stuff throughout the day. So. Yeah, it's a tough one, guys.
Oh, is that the packing house line ready to go?
That is. You hear that buzz? That means it's go time.
I heard. Listen, I know we got a camera in house. Let's see if we can tap into one of the cameras and check out some of the fruit running. How about that? Let me see what I can do here. Listen, you didn't know I could do this, but
all right. So while you're figuring that.
Now that was cool. That was actually the first grade line going into the shed. So that's where the bin dumper was. That was the first two grade ladies that were literally, as you see, they're touching every. Or Mike, why don't you tell people what they're doing real quick? Why don't you give them a quick overview of why those two women are touching every piece of fruit?
So as we know, we've been through some rain, so they're touching the fruit, looking for decay. That's our first grade, our first contact, our first human element. in the process of running those navels that are on our line right now. So those ladies are touching and filling. And the funny thing with decay is you think of decay, right? And it's a moldy, blue mold, white mold. No, they're actually looking for the clear mold, which can be the size of like the tip of this pinky here. And that's where it starts. It starts with clear mold, clear rot, then it turns into white mold and blue mold. So hopefully we catch that, in its clear state, and we get it out of the grade. That way it doesn't make it into a box or a bag, and we continue forward, with a great piece of fruit that's going into each box and bag, and it gets to the storefront and gives everyone some citrus to enjoy.
Yeah, that's pretty cool, man. Because I know with the rains and with the other things that happen, obviously put some extra touches. Now I know, Chavez, you always have ladies at the front, and I say ladies because a lot of women in the ag industry are at these positions, right? They're grading our fruit. They know what to do with our fruit, and it's been a history ever since the early days of the 1900s that women were packing fruit. They were the laborers of the packing houses. Am I right?
Very true. Yeah, man. It's typically a female-dominated section of our industry. We have had a few male graders in the history of our company, but I mean, I'm sure the gentlemen graders that have been part of Golden Star, less than, I can count them out on one hand, I'm sure.
That's all right, though, man.
Talking outside citrus, are you guys aware of all the rain in California, that a lot of those fields that were flooded and everything, they have to be dormant, for 60 days before they can be replanted, just due to the bacteria and everything that flooded on that agricultural land. So we'll see what's going to be impacting the industry on the veg side and even strawberries for months to come. So
yeah, right. That's crazy. Let's stop for a quick second. So our comments aren't coming through, everybody, to the chat, which is kind of crazy. Look, we've got no comments in the chat, you guys, which I think is a technical error. But
I'm getting text messages, so
I've got tons
I'm getting
over
them
here
on my phone, but I don't see anything popping up on our chat.
No. So let's go through them. So Caramel Stout it looks like she is from Walmart. They said that Walmart's getting a Chick-fil-A in their home office campus.
Oh,
listen, is it the CEO? Who's the CEO? Doug McMillan, I think it is. Wow, yeah. That guy knows what he's doing. He struck up the right contract. If you got an In-N-Out or a Chick-fil-A in your corporate office, you got to go. Well, my buddy Clark Roper works for Chick-fil-A. I mean, he got Chick-fil-A right in his office too.
Doug McMillan, yeah, that's him. Smart man. I like his style.
I'd only be able to have lemonade, maybe fries, and a milkshake. So
it's okay, Ross. Listen, I'll be happy. We're citrus salesmen. Keep drinking that lemonade, buddy. We love it. Well, let's get a couple others. Let's see here. Max Cutler said, I only have one 2-year-old, and my wife and I can barely finish a show together. I can't imagine having multiple kiddos. Max also said, I am the only produce dad who tries to do anything I can to avoid having to watch Bachelor.
Mike, where's your camera? Your camera's been shaking, man.
Who?
Mike's was a minute ago.
Yeah, that's just because he's in a packing house. Earthquake.
The machines are running.
Oh, they're definitely running. So Max was saying he tries to stay away from Bachelor, Bachelorette, and eventually Bachelor in Paradise, and would rather watch a pallet of bananas being ripened with no gas. That might be a dad joke, you guys. Like I
like it.
That could take a little bit of time.
I would rather watch a pallet of bananas ripe with no gas. Like, wow. Like that's a wow right there. Let's see. Maddie responded, Max, I definitely don't watch that garbage, but I don't wait for my husband to watch shows either. It never works.
Selfish Maddie. Hey,
Maddie,
she's smart, man. I give it to her. She cracked the code. She said, screw it. I'm going to do it. I'm going to watch my show. I'm not going to worry about it.
I do the same thing, man. Unfortunately, I do. I have to just watch it without Renee. And then sometimes she'll be watching the show later, or she'll just go, can you just tell me what happens? Like, just what happened? Like, just tell me. So John Papp jumped in and said, definitely been crazy over the last 3 months. I got 3 boys, and the energy level in the house is nonstop. My mom used to say it's not a vacation when you're going with your family. It's just parenting in another location.
But the
Not
kids
sure
do
if
get
these are dad jokes or not, but they could be.
the kids do get a little bit of a different experience. So
I mean, yeah. I mean, I think over. I think over. I think so. I mean, I think that's the whole point. And you got to teach them to act differently in different places, right? Because you might be staying at someone's house or you might be in a hotel, right? Why is it when you get into a hotel, the kids think jumping from one bed to the other is the immediate thing to do? Like they get on the bed and they just start jumping, and you're like, where? Like, was there a manual that I missed? Was there a sign that you guys saw when you walked in that said jump across bed to bed, play leapfrog? Like, I swear. But I think those are things that we got to teach our kids, right?
Yeah, I guarantee you did that as a kid too. We know we
I
all
don't
did.
remember. I don't. I
You
wasn't a
just do
kid
it.
once.
You just do it when you're a kid.
Okay, hold on. We have a real question coming in. I wish these were on screen, you guys. This is crazy. I got to figure out with Restream now. Maddie said, this is from Maddie, you guys. She's got a real question, okay? I love it. I have a real question. When do you know the little oranges are ready to eat? Firm, squishy, or in between? My kids won't eat them once they get a little squishy. Why? Okay, Mike, that is a you question.
Little oranges, huh?
So we're talking about those
Clementine.
mandarins, right? Those mandarins.
I was like,
Clementines,
mandarins, or are you
mandarins.
talking actual oranges? Clementines, I don't know. It's seasonality, to be honest. I think right now we're in the heart of it. Everything's eating well. On the orange side, I know caracaras are eating well. I'm not sure how to answer this question of squishy versus flavor and trying to figure that out. I don't know. Just get Golden Star Citrus brand, and usually that's pretty good.
All right, so I got Maddie. I have one here. I mean, it's a little tender. It's not. I mean, put it this way: like a real clementine or a Murcott. You're right; these are squishier. Like this is obviously processed, right? I mean, you can tell it's processed.
But you have to think about it too. Like when they get that way, it's the air. It's the skin separating from the fruit. So you get that.
Yeah.
You get that layer of air in between those clementines or Murcotts. You see that more later in the season, though, than now. You know, that's more of a late season issue, or it's showing could be a little bit of age too. I see that on age.
Yeah, true. John Papp just wrote and said, "Nice camera feed to all of us." So I'm wondering if he's just talking to me or you guys too. Just curious. John, whose camera looks the worst and the best is the question. Let's see.
Maybe he meant the orange feed. When you did the orange feed in the
that was on point. I'm not gonna lie, Mike. The camera we set up in there is on point. So
I think look good, man. Where else did you set cameras up, Pat? Because I got to know, man. I'm kind of worried.
None of your business. Hey, don't question me. But hold on, let me check real quick. One right there. Was that not cool?
So my office, anywhere else?
Bathroom.
You went to my house.
Stay away from bathrooms. I always stay away from bathrooms, guys. You know, it's one of those things where you always try to. Even, do you remember when we were at Jungle Gyms and you wanted to show me that bathroom? I had to walk in with the camera, but as soon as we turned left, I was like, shut it down. Well,
oh yeah.
Quality of citrus is hot right now, man. I just made a post yesterday throwing the sumo up in the air because Juicy Crunch tangerines are done. Well, they're not done. They're still shipping to the stores. You got the sumos. They're out in the stores, but I never start grabbing sumos really until Juicy Crunch is done because I like my Juicy Crunch tangerine. See, Ross has a sumo right there. But I made a post about it just saying, you know,
tasty.
The time is
like
done.
2 of these yesterday.
Oh, they are amazing. But we also have California right now, as we say, citrus from California, right? What do we have right now? We got California navels. We got caracaras. We got pomelos. We got miniolas. Check, those miniolas are on fire right now. We did a miniola navel juice at the packing house. It was amazing. It was a little sour, but that's how miniolas are supposed to be. They're supposed to be a little bit sour. So we got a lot of varieties out right now. Lemons, right? We just came out with the Golden Tide lemon brand as well. So I'm not a control freak, But you're doing it wrong. Oh hell no, you didn't. So you got all look. Ross even has a sumo box right in his background. If you can't make everyone happy, you're not a top. My gosh.
I love it.
I think
Tuesday was yesterday.
I think Ross, and listen, I didn't want to start this fight right now, but I think Ross is taking over your position.
Dude, I'm good with that, man. I don't know how I ended up with the dad jokes, man.
I got one. I got two more. I figured out why Teslas are so expensive.
Why?
It's because they charge a lot.
Dumb. So dumb. I love it.
All right. Last one. What do you get when the sunrise bends over? The crack of dawn.
Oh, Jesus.
That's probably my favorite one in this session, at least. That one's pretty good.
It makes my cheeks hurt. Like I enjoy it that much. It makes me feel good to laugh at it.
Throw my paper away. That's it. Done.
Well,
my dad jokes.
You got them all out. Well, John Papp said he was definitely talking about the orange feed, not us. So
I knew it.
I knew it.
Let's see here. John. Oh, finally. John, where you been, buddy? John Pandel said, hey, where's that block? I may need to drive by on the way home. The awesome California citrus is getting me through the apple gap. Mushy regular storage when they should have control atmosphere apples. Ooh. Ross, you normally have an apple update over the last couple of years. Why are apples so mushy this year? It's probably
it's got to be the weather, growing conditions. So
seems like everywhere Mother Nature has kicked our butt this year.
Yeah, Mother Nature definitely impactful.
Movement in general. I think the last 2 weeks, it's like the consensus right now. It's really quiet, but we've been getting hammered with weather all over the country. So go figure, right? Hard to get out to the store when you're snowed in, or like I think Dallas, the roads were frozen. It's crazy stuff's going on all over the place.
People last week got stranded trying to go there. I know somebody who they had a friend trying to go to Vegas. They went through Dallas and got delayed there for 30 hours at the Dallas airport. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
Mike's
good.
on the move.
Right.
He's hunting for new cameras.
Where's he? Oh no, Mike, you're not going to find those. I mean, I appreciate you trying to find them, but you're definitely not going to. I would pull one more out.
The session goes, man, you're going to show them all. You're going to show a stream from all of them. So eventually we'll get there if we keep talking.
Hey, they're not hidden. They're not hidden
today. So anyway, this is Super Bowl. We haven't really talked about the Super Bowl. Who's excited about the teams that are in?
Okay, who's in the Super Bowl?
Eagles and Chiefs.
Eagles. Oh, that's why Brian Barson has called me. He was just like, Chiefs are in the Super Bowl. I was like, what does that mean? Like, and when someone say the Eagles in their Super Bowl, I think of that movie with Mark Wahlberg. Remember what I'm talking about?
Oh yeah, that's a classic. Invincible. Yeah.
Invincible. Like, I don't know.
First time in history, two brothers are playing against each other in the Super Bowl.
Sorry, real quick, John Pandel jumped in and said the cameras were installed by North Koreans along with the Chinese with the air balloons. Also, he said they should sell orange scented Yuli log instead of the KFC chicken Yuli log.
Yule log?
Yeah, the Yule log, exactly.
I was like, what's a Yuli? I don't know what a Yuli is.
Well, listen, I'm just reading off of what it is, man. I mean, that's like me saying Yo Cuero. Like, some of the feed I just can't say. But yeah, let's get back. So Super Bowl, everyone. So now I know it's the Eagles and the Chiefs. Yeah, okay. I'm gonna let you guys take it over from here.
Should be a good game. We'll see. See who wins in the end.
Eagles, man. Well, did you guys see? I know I've seen it like on Instagram and some social media. Like someone leaked I don't know if it's real or bogus or where it was leaked from, but it was like the ending score of the game is going to be like 37-34 with the Eagles winning. Did either of you see that online at all?
No.
Somebody probably did it on Madden. You know, they always do the Madden simulations and stuff. But then,
or someone's got the sports almanac book.
Or somebody went into the future and came back.
That's the sports almanac book. They got this. They got the sports almanac book. And listen, who has seen the preview to Back to the Future 4? Has anybody seen the preview yet?
No.
I would recommend taking a look at it. They're coming back, you guys. They're coming back. And they're back.
Everything comes back. Everything's recycled nowadays.
That's recycled because us 80s and 90s kids, I say 90s, I'm way older than that. There's no, you got to realize this. The baby boomers are the ones who created all of the stuff that we got to see growing up in the 80s and the 90s and 2000s, right? We're now 40 plus years old. I'm not, Ross is. And, Mike and I are still in our 30s. But boomers are still running a lot of the major corporations, and they can't figure out anything new to produce. So we are recycling a lot of different things because the 80s and 90s had a lot of cool, innovative things that came out, right? So
yeah,
I said this in a post today, baby boomers, we're seeing their capacity start to dwindle down because innovation, creativity is passing to the next generation. I'm just saying. Back to Super Bowl. I'm going to go with the Eagles.
If you're done with Super Bowl, there's Valentine's Day right after. We're shipping a crap load of flowers out of here this week. So roses and all sorts of stuff, man. That's part of the reason for date night on Saturday.
Oh, man.
For Valentine's Day.
Yeah, we're doing the same thing. Valentine's Day early, man. Avoid the crowd. That's when you know you're older and you're a dad.
We're going babysitter was only available till 9, so I think we're doing like a 2 to 9 or 3 to 9, somewhere in there.
I was gonna say I know your wife. I'm not sure she can stay out past 9, so I think not.
You stayed up on New Year's. You're the one that fell asleep on the couch before New Year's. That was you. Even your wife, even Deanie, was still awake. Dude, I was on the floor. Asleep? Patrick.
I was on the floor sleeping with like a half blanket and a pillow. I woke up literally as it was like 10. I was like this. I woke up. I was like, Happy New Year. Happy New Year.
Can we go to bed now?
Listen, I wasn't saying I wasn't in her ballpark, but I definitely it's 20. In your 20s, your friend calls you, hey, you want to go out? And you're like, let's go. You don't ask where you're going. You don't ask what you were doing. You don't say who's coming with us. You just go. Like your 30s and 40s, someone's like, hey, you want to go out? You're like, what time we getting in? Who's going? Where are we going? Is it 20 minutes or plus away? Because I got to drive back. Like, you know what I mean? Like, so many more obstacles come up. But, I think this Super Bowl weekend, because we're still talking about the Super Bowl, it is the Super Bowl edition. As always, I'm probably going to grab some avocados. I'm probably going to make some good guacamole. I always watch the big sporting events, right? And my brother-in-law, who he'll be 2 years, he passed away. He loved football, man. He was a huge Tampa Bay Bucks fan as well. And so sometimes, man, some of those games that I watch, they're for him, man. Like I don't like the Bucks, but I will literally watch the Bucks knowing that my brother-in-law is probably like, yeah, my brother-in-law's watching the Bucks now because of me. You know what I mean? But I watch some of these things because of that too. And so I am looking forward to some of the sport events because that's what, my emotions come to, right? I mean, that's kind of weird, but that's what it is.
Hey, that's what works, man. Just like we're all excited for the World Cup in 26 to be here in North America.
Well, John Pandel said he was in Philly yesterday and he's Eagle fatigued. Figures. I bet. Could you imagine being in one of those towns right now, whether it was Kansas City or Philadelphia right now? Like all those people are having the best time of their life.
Yeah, they're all in Arizona where the Super Bowl is being held right now. So,
did you see Sean Riley from Dude Wife? Did you guys see his campaigns running through Phoenix?
No.
Oh, dude, he's bought like all these billboards. So like he literally has like this week's gonna be a poop emoji week, like on the billboards, and then the Dude Wipes, like you know what I mean? Like have a poop emoji week. Like everything is they're taking over. And I think that's, that's what they do. Sean told me, today that, they're like, I think like 9% or something like that, or, they're gaining on the market, right? They're gaining on the toilet paper market. And I think that by what he's doing, he's being so bold, just like Equifruit and others, that people are switching. I mean, listen, at the end of the day, and I laugh about this with Sean sometimes, is how can we watch commercials with bears wiping their butts and talking about dingleberries? Seriously, every Charmin commercial is like, no excess on here, and then they got the parent bear looking at the other bear's butt, and in my head, I'm like, they're looking for dingleberries.
Wipe it cleaner. Wipe it cleaner.
Right? Like
weird.
And
just weird. That's all.
It's very weird. And Sean has said that too. So it's like, think about it. Like taking a crap is pretty personal, right? But having the right tools will make it a better experience. So it's so crazy. Like I said, their bold marketing move. Like, hey, have a crappy week. Like, I love it, man.
Come out clean. Come out clean.
Listen, there's always a good courtesy wipe with a dude wipe. That was not sponsored for. This is just a Super Bowl edition, and I love what the guys over there at Dude Wipes are doing. We got William Streets Jr. I am ready for Super Bowl Sunday. And then John wrote back, Super Bowl Sunday, I'm leaving the country. Oh, nice. Carmel wrote back and said, Irish nachos for Super Bowl. That is my plan. Carmel, can you explain? Can you give us a little note? What is Irish nachos? Do you just pour beer on the nachos, or like how does that how does that work?
Jameson right over some nachos.
Yeah.
No.
Guinness with it.
So it's a you okay. This is you got all of it loaded, and you just have a big tub of Guinness, and you grab your chip, you go into the dip, and then you dip into the Guinness, and then chug the Jameson. Got it. Nope. I feel you. Irish nachos. I got to look that up. Irish nachos. Man, that's crazy. I'm not ready for this. I'm not ready for 2023. It's already February. March is coming around the corner. We got SEPC. Well, hey, no, let's stop. It was good. We have NGA. We have the National Grocers Association in a couple weeks. I'll be speaking there in the CEA panel. Ross is going to go. First time us going to the show. Right after that, we get back. Ross has a birthday to attend right when he gets back. And then, boom, we're at SEPC. And then SEPC, it's like back to back, right? And Mike, you bought your plane ticket for SEPC Orlando?
Oh, it's way too early to do that. That's a few weeks away. I got plenty of time. You know my style. Week of, ask me.
No, that's what I told Mike. I said, I haven't seen your plane ticket yet. You're going, right? He goes, yeah.
Yeah, why?
Yeah, why? I'm there.
Well, whether you're going or not, you're buying us a dinner. So we'll enjoy it with you or without you.
Enjoy, guys. I don't know. We'll see. Hopefully, I'm there.
Dad's celebrating. We'll send you a picture of the Brussels sprouts.
I'll be there. Oh, that's my second I'll be there reference today. All right, so Carmel wrote back. I hope I'm saying your name right. It's not like caramel or it's Carmel. Hopefully I'm saying it right. She said instead of using chips, you use potatoes. I do like that. Think about using fingerling potatoes.
They gotta be crispy. They gotta be crispy potatoes. You gotta fry them up or something.
Air fry those beasts.
Air fry, tater tots, ruffles.
Maddie wrote back, I'm only eating Golden Star Citrus during the game.
Good job, Maddie. You made a smart choice.
And
for a couple hours only.
And you can pick them up at your local BJ's.
There you go.
So, I think this weekend's going to be full of some fun. I have no citrus left, Mike, from my trip in Alabama. We juiced over 120 pounds of oranges in one day, serving over 200 clients that stopped by the booth. And I can tell you some of the responses that I got were, this is some of the best citrus I've ever had. And we like that. We love hearing that. I mean, we don't have, not every piece is great, right? But we strive to do our best, right? To grow the fruit that you need. Let's see, another quote, another comment by John. Swipe in Tucson in November, the new kid on the trade show block. John, I hope that I could be your legacy when you retire. I want to be the guy. What he says is like seen everywhere, always nowhere, whatever he says, like I want to be that guy. I want to be that. I want to go to Berlin. I want to go to the trade shows. I want to be that guy. You know what I mean?
Berlin next year. Berlin next year, baby.
I got to convince Mike. He's like, what are you two talking about? Yeah, Berlin next year. I'm going to start that now in Mike's head. Guys, listen, we got to say it. So, Mike, who's your pick for Super Bowl on Sunday, man?
I'm going Eagles, man. I like that city. I've been there, spent time there. It's a huge sports city. They had they've had a heck of a year, or I guess past few months. Phillies were in the World Series. That was a big deal. But I'm going Eagles, man. I got to root for them, and I'm a Raider fan, so I got to go against the Chiefs, man. That's just a big rival for us. So go Eagles, baby.
Oh boy! All right, Ross. What about you, man?
I'm going for the Eagles as well. I was rooting for the Bengals. Chiefs took them out, so now I'm going for the Eagles. Fly, Eagles, fly, baby.
Dang. I mean, I'm going with the Eagles because I think Mark Wahlberg still might be on the team from Invincible. So. That's like the only reason I'm going for that.
No, I thought you were going for it because you like a Philly cheesesteak.
I can't. Listen, I love a Philly cheesesteak, but I don't. You know me. I don't eat. I can't eat it.
Chicken.
I would eat a chicken cheesesteak. Those are called California cheesesteaks when you put chicken in them. Yeah, but I do. I would love a Philly cheesesteak. I would love.
That's the real question, man. Pats or Geno's?
Well,
I think we've all been there.
I've been to both. But I would pick Pats.
Geno's and Pats. Yeah.
Pats. Because you want to know why Pats? I'm going to tell you why Pats. You guys ready? Because Chicago's has Geno's. You got Geno's East for pizza, and you got Pats in Philly. You can't go Geno's in Chicago and Geno's in Philly. So I go Geno's East for pizza, my deep dish pizza, and then Pats for that cheesesteak, which again I don't get the meat cheesesteak, I get the chicken cheesesteak. So I'm going with the Eagles as well, man. And Brian Barstas is probably laughing at all of us right now because his team's in. So hey, Brian, sorry if you win. I'm totally with you, man. Totally with you, brother. But I'm going for the Eagles. Maddie said in a text message to me, she's probably gonna be like, "Why did you say it?" I'm dead AF with Ross at this point. You've been on point with your jokes today, bro. Like,
yeah, baby.
You had a couple. Let me check out the other text messages. Brent Aaronworth sent me a text. Said pretty sick setup, like it. So I mean, everybody. I'm starting to get comments on the orange feed line, Mike. People are liking those orange feeds. Maybe we do a live session in the packing house one day and switch from camera to camera, following one orange through the packing house. That'd be pretty cool.
I'm into it, man. I'm into it. We'll strap a GoPro around one of those pieces of fruit and let that thing go down the line.
Wouldn't that be cool? Oh, see, look, I knew this was going to come. I knew this was coming, bro.
Giordano's.
John.
Yeah,
I knew it was coming. Because listen, I've had Giordano's as well. But every time I stay in Chicago, I'm just right by the Miracle Mile. And there's a Hyatt right back there, John Pandel, if you're listening. And there's also a Marriott that are very close to each other. Geno's East is 2 blocks away from both of those. Right there. There we go. So, but I agree. Giordano's is also a great one too, John. But I knew that was coming. I knew it. All right, guys. Well, I think that's going to conclude our session for the day. I love having you guys on. I always appreciate you guys having a good time talking about our lives in produce, talking about being dads, and overall just talking about, we didn't really talk about what we fed the kids, but just things we try and just having a good time and promoting everything we love.
We'll do another one together. We'll get the 3 amigos together here soon.
The 3
We got to do one in person when we get together. Maybe SCPC.
Yeah, that's one thing Paul Mamdy. We have a live session on Friday with Paul and Shay. We were talking about that we need to, every time we get in person and all of us are together, we need to bring a group of us together, bring 2 to 3 cameras, and literally just have a talk, even if it's not live, and then upload it that same day. I think that'd be very, very cool. I think Paul's on board with it. Shay's on board with it. You guys are on board with it. Think about what kind of group we can get together and start having some fun too.
I love that. Just a LinkedIn takeover, a Restream takeover, something like that. That'd be a blast, man.
I think it would too. Well, all right, guys. We'll catch you guys in the fields or on the horizon.
Keep it fresh.
Stay
keep it
loyal to the
fresh.
soil.
All right, everyone. Well, that is our show today. I always want to give a huge shout out to all of our sponsors: Ag Tools, Flavor Wave Fresh, Noble Citrus, Buck Naked Onions, Awahi Produce, and John Green Logistics Company. I have a blast doing what I do. I love and appreciate everyone in the produce and supply chain industry. Whether you're for me, whether you're against me, I'm here to thrive and grow together by building communities, building like-minded people to have fun, innovation, and creativity. So, as I say, we'll see you in the fields.